Welcome back to CrossPolitic. Joining us on this segment is, oh my gracious, I'm excited. It's the church curmudgeon.
Hey.
Give it up. We got...
Hey.
Church curmudgeon is the old guy who sits on the back pew of the sanctuary, farthest from the drums. He measured. You can find his complaints on Twitter at church, CHRCH, curmudgeon, and on Facebook. I was just pulling you up here a second ago on Twitter, and I started laughing right before we called you. You tweeted an hour ago, join us at church tonight for the hanging of the greens. They should have known better than to sit in the wrong pew.
Were they black? I don't know.
Dave, Chalk Knox.
So,
Curmudgeon, what are you guys doing over there? Oh.
What kind of church do you go to?
So, AKA also David Regier. So, thank you.
That's me.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
tell us, David, tell us about how did this happen? What?
Oh, gosh. Well, I started this. It's actually been just over 6 years now.
Wow.
That I've been on Twitter, and it just started. I had a personal account for a short time, and then there were a couple of just anonymous kind of fake worship leader, fake pastor accounts, and things like that. Just a couple of them out there, and then I thought, nobody represents the old guy on the back pew.
Who needs representation?
Absolutely. Every church has one, at least one. And so, you have to have the guy who's complaining about everything that's going on. And for some reason, it was one of those things that I just found my niche with that. And
I don't know. I want to know about this one. Ain't no potluck like a Baptist potluck, because a Baptist potluck don't stop.
Uh-huh. So I was at a church once.
You know how we Baptists love our hip hop.
I was going to say, like, what old guy knows that song?
Yeah, well, that's the thing that got me is that you don't sound old. I'm expecting this old, yeah, you little young whippersnappers, you know. Yeah, I'm expecting that guy, and you don't sound like that at all. I'm a little taken back.
So
I'm right in the middle. I'm hitting 50 this year.
Okay.
Oh, congratulations.
So,
All right.
So I was at a church.
Thank you.
I was at a church one time in Oregon, and it was a charismatic church, and all of a sudden the drum beat started happening. And then the next thing you hear is, ain't no party like a Holy Ghost party, because a Holy Ghost party don't stop.
Yeah, I know that.
Yep.
And I was like, so I grew up in a Presbyterian church, and we didn't know what that was.
Oh, no. Yeah. I wish nobody knew what that was. I wish.
And there's a good reason.
Yeah. So, David, tell me this. Are you naturally a complainer then, right? Like, you're a professional complainer at this point, right?
Yeah. Now I'm getting paid. No, here's the thing: is that for the past 20-some years, 25 years, I've been a worship leader, and so I've just gotten to hear all of them.
Because the music guy gets the most complaints.
Yeah. The music guy gets all of them. He's the brunt of it. So I've gotten the anonymous notes in my box and all of that kind of stuff.
Oh, man.
And so I know where they're coming from.
So do people from your church like hear their complaints through the curmudgeon, and you're like,
that's funny.
Yeah, they don't know I'm just mining them for material.
Now, are your church members more careful around you now?
Yeah, probably. No, they're all good with it. They're all good with it.
That's great. Now, who's the guy on the cover? Who is that face? That's an epic curmudgeon
really wish I knew.
face.
That is the big question, because here's the truth. I just found that on Google when I went through an image search and looked for angry old man, and that was the one that popped up, and I said, that's perfect. And
some guy out there.
Yeah, he's like
some guy out there.
He's probably an atheist. He's like,
by now.
Well, it seems like one of the, as I read through your book, which we're going to be giving away a copy of your book on the show,
Sweet.
Then tweets my soul, the best of the church curmudgeon. As I read through it, you're pretty hard on worship leaders. There's
or somebody else is,
or the
Right.
church curmudgeon's
exactly.
pretty hard on worship leaders. And one of my favorites is his Starbucks order had more words in it than the worship song he led on Sunday.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yes. And then here's another one. Worship team practice tonight. They'll be working on new arrangements of old hymns so the seniors can hate them too. New arrangements of old hymns so the seniors can hate them. So it seems like one of your major themes is kind of making fun of or a church curmudgeon with the worship team, songs, music, so forth. Is that kind of coming from pulling from all your experience there that you were talking about earlier?
Well, yeah. See, here's the thing: is that I started out as a young worship leader doing all that stuff.
Yeah, 25
you
years.
know, yeah, just doing. You know, I spent some time early on in the Vineyard movement, and so I know what it's like to have a song that has about 8 words in it.
Right.
And you just do it over and over, and it feels all worshipful somehow or something. I don't know. And then then I asked John Calvin into my heart.
You too? Oh, he's so awesome.
But no, seriously, as you go along, you grow in depth and you grow in what what worship is all about, and you realize, okay, we have to we have to be deeper than this. We have to use more words to teach and admonish one another with psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, and so we got to do all of that. And so that's what I'm about now, but I had to grow into that.
So when I told my wife we were interviewing you, she doesn't know who you are. I think I maybe read her a few of them, but she says, so does he do this to actually, build up the church? And so when I was thinking, like, getting ready to talk to you, like, it seems to me that there's a serious business to humor. There's a serious business to it, and I wanted to just ask about, so
by business you mean purpose.
Yeah, it's like serious purpose to the humor.
Because I was seeing money signs. I
know, that's
was dollars.
No,
it's like 90,000 Twitter followers.
I'm a pastor. I don't know anything about making money. What
I can help you with that.
So yeah, talk to us a little bit about sort of what's the serious purpose behind Church Curmudgeon?
Well, okay, there is a big part of it that it lets me kind of spout off. I've always had a little bit of a smart mouth. It's gotten me into trouble in staff meetings and all of that kind of stuff. It's like, okay, let's get on with the meeting, and I came down with a case of Equips when I was young, and
never recovered.
That's never left me. So this is an outlet for that, but I do have a point of view, and I do have I have a desire that people that they would not take the things that don't need to be taken seriously so seriously. And by doing that, you have to poke some holes, you have to pop some balloons. And because people do take the wrong things very seriously sometimes. And then also there's lighthearted ways to just get people to think too, and to take some things more seriously than they had been.
Yeah.
So
Black Friday pro tip: wear a blue vest to Walmart.
Now, excuse me. Now, Church Curmudgeon.
Could you do that in the mic again next time?
Sorry.
Like, right
I
into
should.
it.
I know.
Cough right into our ears.
Chalk, can you edit that out?
No.
I gotta wipe off my ear.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, I was going to speak and it didn't come out. So the church needs a curmudgeon is kind of what you're saying. You're kind of getting at we need this, and the way I look at humor is it deals with some serious sins in a way that maybe some sort of rebuke or some sort of confrontation wouldn't regularly or normally deal with that same problem. It takes for example, like the sin of pettiness. Humor is really effective there. You make fun of a lot of things, worship leaders, or apply the 8 words to a song and kind of point out that there's no depth there in that kind of worship music, and humor is effective. But
humor only works if there's a standard.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's like poetry, right?
If there's no standard, then you can't.
It's not funny,
because humor is based on the fact that something is off kilter.
Right. Exactly.
It's not right.
Yeah.
And it sort of exploits that.
There's no such thing as postmodern humor. It just doesn't work.
Right.
Yeah. Now, one of the effective things, also, and this is where my question's getting at, is humor also can bring odd people together, odd cultures together. So you're Reformed and you're Charismatic, or you're Baptist and you're Methodist, or whatever. Have you kind of seen a little bit of that? I mean, you got 90,000 Twitter followers. You have Rick Warren following you, and you have me following you,
and a whole bunch in the middle.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I got one time I got retweeted by Rick Warren and James White in the same day.
Wow, you've made it.
Yeah, that was cognitive dissonance right there. I was like, wow, I must be onto something.
So you're working for you're an ecumenical worker here.
There we
Yes,
go.
that's right.
That's it. I'm all about the unity of the church.
Which is not what the church curmudgeon's known for.
No, exactly. But in his own strange way, somehow he does that.
Now, have you ever had someone come up to you and say, "Hey, I really did do that. You tweeted something and it really nailed them," and it's like, actually, that was me.
Yes, I have. I have that happen every once in a while, where somebody says, "Hey, that was right where I was." I wish I had a good example for you. I'll think of something, but it does happen that people say, "Oh, that's my case."
Yeah. And now, related to this, have you had a lot of people? Have you had some people kind of get frustrated with you, mad at you? Hey, why are you making fun of us? That kind of.
Oh
thing?
yeah. Now on Twitter, I've kind of got my audience is fairly established and they understand what I'm doing and stuff. But I'm on Facebook as well, and the fun thing about Facebook is that people can comment at length.
Right. You said fun thing.
That's the fun thing.
The fun thing? Oh man. Yeah. They need a limit.
And yeah, I know it's and I don't. I just let them go. I will almost never answer anybody on there about that because I just like to let them go off because I invented this holiday called Benny Hinn Day.
Everybody gets healed, huh?
No, it's in the fall when you turn the clocks back. I put up a picture of Benny Hinn and I say, "Everybody fall back."
Oh, that's great. We got to get that meme.
All right, that's going up on our Facebook page.
And I get people commenting on there. Why are you tearing down a prophet of God?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, and I didn't even say anything about you. Really pro or con Benny Hinn.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't say anything, but some people get so worked up about even if you have a little tiny bit of a joke about somebody, they get worked up about that kind of thing.
So are
like,
you?
Oh, okay.
I want to know what brand you are. Are you Baptist, Reformed Baptist? I mean, you let Calvin into your heart. So where's the curmudgeon? What kind of church is the curmudgeon sitting in? Where they have a worship leader?
Well, right now, the curmudgeon right now is sitting in a Southern Baptist church, a fairly traditional Southern Baptist church that's trying to, just going along. And we're in a community of some older folks, and it's Southern California, so we have older folks, and we have a largely Hispanic community as well. So we're just wading through, how do we deal with these different cultures and all of that kind of stuff. That's where I am now. But here's the thing: I grew up Mennonite.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. So
It just stops right there.
Yeah.
So you said you picked up tweeting about 6 years ago. which probably would have placed you around the age 44. And it's harder for older people generally to kind of pick up this kind of technology. But at the same time, you've picked up this technology, and it's kind of created a different life for you. It's created a personality for you, and probably some income for you. Could you ever imagine that Twitter was going to take you to this place?
Well, well, as far as the income go, I've never really monetized any of that until writing the book. So this is just, it's been a hobby. It's been one of those things that's like, Dad, get off the iPad.
Now you can say, hey, I'm making money over here. I'm making money.
Exactly. I know. It's been, but it's been a lot of fun. It's something I kind of fell into naturally as far as getting, once I started getting into 140 characters, and being funny in that kind of thing. I think being a songwriter helped do that because you have to compose.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
I compose, so that part helps. But
is there a place to find any of the music that you write?
I have, it's been a while since I've released anything. One of these days I'm going to start linking some stuff. I've written a number of choral works that you can find on my my YouTube page, but I don't even know what that is right now. So.
We'll have to put that in the description for the show. We'll find that. That'd be great to hear some of your work.
Yeah, I'll send you a link when I can when I get the chance. You can put it in the show notes.
Now, do your kids retweet Church Curmudgeon?
My oldest son does. I've got 4 kids, and they are age 16 down to 3.
Okay.
And the 3-year-old doesn't get it much.
You're a little too quick for him.
Yeah, he's a man of action. He'd rather be out in the yard. But the funny thing is, my 7-year-old daughter has, since we got the books, she's been just sitting on the couch reading the books and just shaking her head and going, "Oh, Dad."
That's great. Yeah. That's really great.
Now, what is last question here before we let you go? What does your wife think about this whole venture? It took her a couple of years before she even really realized what I was doing with it. But she shakes her head and she's kind of the stable one in the family who just kind of holds everything together. She enjoys it. She does get a kick out of it, but really she's the one who keeps me grounded and in the realm of the family and reminding me that I got to be around and I got to be present and all of that kind of stuff. And it's good to have that. Yeah. Well, thanks a bunch, folks. You can follow David Regier, a.k.a. Church Curmudgeon, on Twitter. You can also check out his book, Then Tweets My Skull, the best of the Church Curmudgeon. David, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.